I'm going to hold my working yarn in the back of the fabric and pull loops through a line of stitches. One after another, I'm just going to pull loop out from the back and pull it through the previous loop. Here is almost the same thing, but I'm holding the yarn on the right side of the fabric. Just like before, I'm pulling stitches through each stitch, and then pulling them through the previous loop. Now let me tell you about the idea that led me to the next one. I looked at this result and I thought, what if I can get this loop here over this stitch here? So the next thing I'll demonstrate will show you how to do that. Once again, I'm holding my yarn on the right side and pulling a loop through, but this time I'm putting a reverse yarn over between each stitch. This is a lot like JSSBO, you may recognize. I'm going really slow here. All right, reverse yarn over, then through the next stitch. Then pull through the yarn over and the previous stitch, and so on and so on. Here's what that looks like. And see, this time there's no purl bumps. Now I thought, all right, can I do that same thing with holding the yarn on the wrong side? We got to start with a single crochet, but then I'm going to put my hook through the same hole with the reverse yarn over, and then pull a loop out of the next one. Let's do that again. Put the yarn through, same one. Okay, reverse yarn over, next stitch, regular, and then pull through both loops. You see how we're getting a nice, thicker, meatier cord than we did? Let's review. All these are variants of single crochet. The first one is pretty flat, pretty simple to do, working yarn held on the wrong side. Next one, same thing except the working yarn is held on the right side, which gives you these visible purl bumps I don't love. So this next one in red addresses that issue by adding yarn overs. And the last one is just like the first one, but because it adds yarn overs, it's a little chunkier and a little stretchier. The first thing we're going to do here is we're going to position our needle through the purl chain. We can't pick up these bumps because there's nothing to pick up, so we are just setting up our needle. so we can work these as though they are live stitches. I'm going to work a simple bind off, knit one, then knit another one, and then pass the first loop over the next. Repeat, knit one, pass previous stitch over, etc. So, by the way, what I'm doing here, the result is exactly the same as a crochet chain with the yarn held on the right side. Does this look familiar to you? See those purl bumps? Okay, now we're going to put a bind off chain right onto live stitches. So first I'm going to put those live stitches in. I'm picking them up through the wrong side of the fabric with a different color so you can see. This is really like picking up crochet loops from the wrong side, except I'm keeping them on my needle. And now I'm going to work the same bind off I just did, but this time onto live loops instead of directly through the fabric. Look familiar? But see, there's another, it's a little higher now, and it's on those dark green loops. Now I need to tell you about twisted stitches, because when I work with live stitches, I find they can end up getting uneven. So I decided to do this again while twisting each stitch as I worked it. It looks so much better now. See how each of the dark green stitches is twisted? Here is my Cordsmith. And here's how I start a cord. First, I cast on 3 stitches, one onto each hook. Cast on stitches need to be below the levers. Wrap the working yarn around, and then at first I'm going to manually lift each stitch over the hook. We'll do that a few times. Oh, let's get that lever down and live stitches below it. Okay, before you wrap, make sure those levers are down. After a few more rounds, I can start to work faster because I can hold on to that cord. All right, so now we want to apply this onto live stitches. Yeah, this is exactly the same as an I-cord bind off. I am going to twist these stitches, which is why I am going to slip them purlwise. Push the stitches over the hooks. Do that again. Go through purlwise. Wrap the yarn around, then slip the stitches over the top. Okay, purlwise, wrap over. Oh, yeah, purlwise. Okay. So here's what we're getting. See how you can see those dark green loops tucked inside? Now we're going to apply the I-cord directly to the fabric. So we're going to work through each loop as though it were live stitch, but this time I'm not going to twist them. So we're going to slip each stitch knitwise rather than purlwise. Oh, here's a little troubleshooting demo. That blue stitch was supposed to go over the hook, but it missed it. So I'm going to lift it over. Oh, it's getting stuck in the hook. Okay, all good. So I'm going to keep going. Go through each stitch. Oh, let's get that untangled. Go through each stitch knitwise. And this is how my cord is turning out. See how it's got it sits right on the fabric now. Thank you for watching.